Hello, it is another week in Flowerland. This is a collection for this week. You know, every week in Michael's Flower Garden, we take the best and the brightest of the flowers out of the fields and we box and send them to you. We FedEx them overnight. Again, FedExing overnight is usually around $185. A big box would be like $245, $265. But FedExing overnight is the only way to get your flowers to you that are going to last you for weeks, not 3 days like the tutorials I did on all the several online companies. Their flowers were looking good when you open the box, and 3 days later they're dead. They're too long shipping. So I made deals with FedEx. I also support California Farmers Association, and so FedEx is giving me a huge discount. I can get them to you for $25 a box. Unheard of. Which is why Michael's Flower Garden flowers do so well. Also included in each box is a spray bottle of my magic sauce that you're going to spray on your flowers when you design them. Also, every time you order a box from Michael's Flower Garden, we're going to donate a bouquet to a senior citizen in a nursing home or a retirement community because that's my thing. That's what I do. So this week's box, you have some very pretty, these are going to be gorgeous when they open up. You can't see, they're like a pinky maroon Asiatic lily, and then you've got seeded eucalyptus, which everybody loves. You get a full, huge bunch of wax flowers. You get spray roses by the bundle. I can't even hold on to this. You get a full bunch of seeded euc, and a full bunch of hydrate berries. So there you have it. Let's see, what's the retail cost? These are about $2 a set. That's 20. These are 25, so that's 45. These are 8, 15, 50, 45, 55, 60. These are 22, 70, 82. This is about $15 or more. That's 92, 97. This is 25. So roughly you're getting about $125 worth of flowers. Or more. It depends on where you shop. This could be $140, $50 in certain shops, at least. So you're getting about $125, $35 for $85, $90. Let's do it in a retail store in Manhattan. These would be $35. These would be $30. That's $65. This would be $30. That's $95. $30. $120. And these are each $20, so $120, $130, $140, $160. So today let's just take our flowers and design some designs with them. Now remember, when you get these flowers, you're going to chop them on an angle with a nice hard chopper and put them in warm water and let them sit there for an hour. They're going to be thirsty from their overnight ride from the farms and wholesalers in California. So let's start off. We can make a couple of designs out of these. I already have it in mind. When you're a designer, you always have the picture in mind of what you're going to do. You don't just start putting it together and hoping that it turns out. That's not how this works. So the more you stare at images online, like my website, flowerschool101.com, or any good website that has beautiful flowers, you'll know what's out there. And you'll get these visions in your head. So I'm going to do a very simple bouquet. Watch this. I'm going to cross and turn. Cross a little to the left, turn a little to the right. Let me do it this way. Cross a little to the left, turn a little to the right. I'm just creating a dome of flowers. Cross to the left, turn to the right. I'm going to use up this whole bunch of spray roses. See, pretty already. This is a really simple design. And then I'm going to collar it. Oh, you got double berries. I'm going to collar it with some berries. Breaking off individual pieces. So this is an easy one and a pretty one. So I'm going to use up about half of my berries, so I can make 2 arrangements out of this. Then I'm going to collar it with purple, or I could just do, you know what, I'm going to stay sort of masculine today. I'm going to do just vegetation around the outside. Then I'm going to collar it. Collar it means like a shirt collar. You're going to collar all the way around with an item like this seeded youthberry going all the way around. Everybody, people comment once in a while that my boxes have a lot of greenery in it. Some weeks they do, some weeks they don't. But I would say a good week is when they do, because this greenery is making your bouquets. People don't understand it. They say, oh, I wanted more flowers. No, you want more greenery and fillers to pull off designs, otherwise you're not going to have anything to work with. The greenery really makes it, so there's part of your education. I'm going to take one more piece, save a little bit for something else, and now I'm going to double collar it with some seeded, silver dollar uke. You got a whole bunch of this. I should have pre-cut this. This will go a long way. You have so much of it. It sort of props up. See how it props up those seeded youthberries. Switching hands. Learn how to switch hands and work from both sides. See what I just did? Practice that. Switch hands like this and go from this side and collar it with silver dollar uke. Now, when I have as much collaring as I want, I'm going to, which I don't have, wire it, so I'll avoid wiring. I'll just drop it into a base here. But normally I would either take floral tape or wire and wire it up nice and high. Look at that. Right out of the packet, into design in less than 5 minutes. Keep it simple. No, do what I taught you. People start just whipping things around. I say, I've never seen that before, have you? No. And they say, well, but I'm creating. I go, yeah, that's kind of why it's ugly. So, here we go. There's our bouquet. I'm going to take my vase of water over here. I'm going to let that fill. I'm going to chop off a lot of this excess underneath. Less flower stems to clean. Then I'm going to pick off all of this material that's going to be underwater. See what I'm doing? It takes longer to clean than it does to make. Get it nice and clean. You want this to hover above the base of the vase, as I explained in other videos. My flowers rarely touch the bottom of the vase, because when they don't, it gives it a nice floaty effect. There, by the way, is our design from last week's $90 box. It's still going strong. It's been 7 days since I created that. Now I'm going to drop this in here nice and snug, and it's off to your table. Design number one. I'm going to push them down, push them up. So you have that nice little English mass design. Perfect for many occasions. Give it to your neighbor. Give it to your wife. And say, look, honey, I made it myself for Michael's Flower Garden. So there is flower bouquet number one, dripping with seeded eucalyptus berries. And silver dollar uke. Now you're going to take that spray bottle. By the way, that spray in that bottle, when flowers are tight, it tends to hold them tight. So wait till your flowers are open and then spray them. Not that you'll do any harm if you did, but I think it's better to let your flowers open a little bit, then spray them. If you don't have that spray, use water twice a day to mist them. It'll keep them very hydrated. Again, my flowers last 2 weeks and longer. I've had my flowers last 4 to 5 weeks in my house. A couple drops of bleach in the water, that magic Mike spray on top, and change your water every 3 or 4 days. Cut an inch off every 5 or 6 days. And your flowers will last you long. This is already a week old, and we know it's going to go at least a second week. And I have not been bathing this one. I haven't even put new water in there. You know, just tip it over and fill it up with water. So stay tuned, because we're going to come back and we're going to do a second one. Remember, it's michaelsflowergarden.com or flowerschool101.com. I have the ultimate online floral class. I have single classes you can purchase. I have books. I have Flower Crazy, which I'm going to do next. I'm going to use the rest of my product to do some Flower Crazy. This bouquet retails for about $65. right here. There's a lot of spray roses in there, and a lot of hydrate berries and enough greens. Easily 65. So we're coming back and we're gonna do another $65 to $85 arrangement out of our $90 box of flowers. So go to michaelsflowergarden.com. Watch these tutorials. Look at what you got and pick one of the tutorials. This is a completely different idea, which we could have done with the same flowers. But there's a country I call it Millennial Basket, viney and weedy, and here's a classic English look. Different designs using similar boxes of flowers. And if you have any questions when you get your flowers, just call me. We've had a couple boxes freeze lately because it's minus 14 degrees. In Michigan and Wisconsin where people ordered flowers, so that was a problem. It's never Michael, it's always FedEx, remember that. I've had problems with FedEx getting my package on time. So Michael's Flower Garden or flowerschool101.com. Stay tuned, I'm coming back with going to design with my Asiatic lilies, more berries, wax flower, and more foliage. Don't go away.